The issue of BTS's proximity has always been a hot topic among the ARMY. But lately, the spotlight has been increasingly focused on the dynamic between Jungkook and Jimin, who fans often refer to as Jikook. The question now becomes bolder. Will Jikook really confirm their relationship live during the tour? And if that moment comes, will the company be able to stop it? This speculation comes after a series of moments on stage that fans consider different. In the last few concerts, the interaction between the two has been more intense, more emotional, and for some, more personal than usual. A longer look, a touch that is no longer awkward, to a joke that sounds like a secret code, makes many ARMY feel that something is being built towards a big climax. The world tour has always been the most grandiose stage for BTS. In front of tens of thousands of viewers and millions more watching online, every little gesture can become a global highlight. If there is indeed recognition to be conveyed, the moment of the tour will certainly be the most dramatic and unforgettable place. Imagine the atmosphere of a rumbling stadium, spotlights shining on two figures standing side by side, then a sentence that changed the history of fandom forever. But on the other hand, BTS is under the auspices of HYBE, a large company known for having a strict management system of its artist image. For many years, the personal lives of the members were kept very carefully. Any rumors of relationships, both with fellow idols and with other public figures, are always responded to officially and measuredly. This leads many to wonder, could there be spontaneous recognition without the consent of the company? Some ARMY members have argued that the members now have a much stronger bargaining position than in their early debuts. With global achievements, international awards, and an incredibly loyal fan base, BTS is no longer just a rookie group that relies entirely on management decisions. They are global icons. In a position like this, many felt that if Jungkook and Jimin really wanted to convey something openly, it would be difficult for anyone to completely silence them. On social media, analysis after analysis has sprung up. A compilation video of their moments together went viral, complete with a narrative full of emotion. There are those who highlight the lyrics of solo songs that are considered to have a hidden message. There is also dissecting body language at every concert. Although all that is still in the realm of interpretation, the intensity of the discussion shows how much public curiosity. But it's important to remember that warm interactions among BTS members are nothing new. Since their debut, they are known to have strong chemistry as best friends and co-workers. Physical closeness, intimate jokes, to emotional support on stage have become part of the group's identity. Many of the moments that are now re-raised are actually similar to interactions that have existed since the early era of their careers. Another big question is such confirmation really necessary? Some fans argue that the artist's personal life is a right to privacy that is not obliged to be shared with the public. They emphasize that the most important thing is the work, music, and happiness of the members. On the other hand, there are those who feel that openness will have a positive impact on representation and the courage to be honest with yourself. If realistically speaking, a big announcement in the middle of a tour certainly involves careful consideration. South Korea's entertainment industry still has complex social and cultural dynamics. Any public statement can provoke mixed reactions, both support and criticism. Companies must consider brand stability, cooperation contracts, and global market responses. But history has shown that BTS often exceeds expectations. They have delivered touching speeches at international forums, discussed mental health, and voiced a message of self-love that resonated around the world. Their courage in certain issues makes some ARMY believe that nothing is impossible. On the emotional side, many fans felt that no matter what form Jungkook and Jimin's relationship took, be it a deep friendship or something more, the energy of both on stage felt genuine. When they smile at each other, hug after an emotional song, or give each other support when one is moved, the moment feels real. And precisely because it feels real, speculation is getting more and more alive. Will the company not be able to stop if there is indeed a confirmation intention? Technically, any public statement is usually through coordination. But in the era of live broadcasts and real-time social media, spontaneous moments are always possible. A single sentence spoken on stage can spread throughout the world in a matter of seconds. In such situations, the company's reaction is usually more clarification or impact management, rather than absolute prevention. However, until now there has not been any official statement regarding these speculations. Everything in circulation is still in the realm of conjecture and fan interpretation. It is important to distinguish between facts and expectations. ARMY is known to be creative and full of imagination, but in the end only Jungkook and Jimin know the truth of their relationship. The tour is still ongoing, and each concert brings new moments that are reanalyzed. The heartbeat of fandom seems to follow every little interaction. Will there be direct recognition? Or is all this just a warm, friendly dynamic under the glare of stage lights? What is clear is that no matter what happens, fan support remains the main foundation of BTS's strength. If one day there is a big announcement, the world may be surprised. But if there is never confirmation, their work and journey will still be remembered as an important part of global music history. For now, the ARMY can only wait, with curiosity, hope, and of course, unquenchable love. Speculation regarding the possible confirmation also led to a broader discussion about the dynamics between idols and fans. In the K-pop ecosystem, the emotional connection between artist and fandom is often very strong. ARMY is not just a spectator. They feel like they are part of BTS's journey from trainee days to becoming a global icon. Because of this, any small change in expression, choice of words, or gestures on stage can feel very meaningful. On the other hand, the pressure of public expectations cannot be underestimated either. If there's anything Jungkook and Jimin have to say, it's that they have to consider not just the fan reaction, but also the impact on other members, family, and colleagues in the industry. A world tour is not only a celebration of music, but also a large-scale business project with a very high investment. Any controversy has the potential to affect sponsorship, brand cooperation, and global image. But there is also a point of view that says that times have changed. Today's generation of fans tend to be more open to different forms of identity expression and relationships. Many international artists openly share their personal lives without losing public support. In the context of BTS globalization, the prevailing standards in the international market may be different from the domestic dynamics in South Korea. Another thing that keeps the speculation alive is the consistency of the special closeness narrative that some fans feel. They point to the emotional moments of the encore, when the stage lights dim and the atmosphere becomes more intimate. There, expressions are often more natural and less formal. A small smile, a brief whisper, or a warm hug after a ballad song can spark thousands of theories on social media in just a few minutes. But it is also important to emphasize that public interpretation is often influenced by expectation bias. When a person wants to see a particular sign, the brain tends to connect small pieces into a large narrative. This is why two people can witness the same moment and have very different conclusions. Some see sincere friendship, others see hidden romance. The role of companies such as HYBE is also often the subject of debate. Some people think of a company as a party that will withhold any form of disclosure for the sake of business stability. But there are those who believe that major decisions are usually the result of joint discussions between the artist and management. In many cases, large agencies will instead choose a well-planned communication strategy rather than letting wild rumors develop without direction. If at any time there really is an open statement on stage, its impact will almost certainly immediately make international headlines. The global media will highlight every word, and pieces of video will spread across different platforms in seconds. The reaction will be mixed: support, surprise, maybe even criticism. But one thing is almost certain: that moment will go down in the history of the entertainment industry. Amid all this speculation, there is an important lesson about the boundary between appreciation and privacy. Idolizing someone does not mean having the right to all aspects of his life. Many ARMY are now starting to remind fellow fans to still respect the personal space of the members. Whatever form their relationship takes, it is still a personal sphere that does not need to be announced.